Okay, so I got the leading edge pretty square here. It sits pretty flat on the front side, but the back side isn't so flat. And so I'm going to go ahead and set it like this on the table and drag it along the sandpaper down here and see how that works. It's coming pretty good. Now, while you want that as straight as you can get it, it's not, you're not relying on this for the joint. You're relying on these running along here. So that's what also what you want to get very precise, and then some blocking inside also. So okay, I didn't show all the messing around that I did, but I did a lot of tweaking, you know, trimming a little here and trimming a little there. I've got it down pretty good, so it's setting just about the way I want it. Now on this end here, now I pre-rounded this because once you get it glued on and attached, that's a little hard to get real close. I'm not sure how the rest of you do it, but I usually start at the end here, put the screw through there, which I'll show in a second, and then clamp that end, and then just leave these lay in place. And then while those are drying, they're clamped well enough and screwed in tight enough that I can go ahead and start doing this. And I will fit these pieces that come in here very tightly. And then they get blocks on the top of them. And it shows all that on the print. See if I can get over there. Right here. Right there. So you see the stiffeners coming out, and of course that there angle, that's the block that goes on top of it. So actually you make this stiffener fit right along this radius, which there's hardly any radius there. Right along the edge and right along there, and then on top of it, while the glue's still wet, so it gets right in the corner, you put two blocks right there. And you do the same thing for the rear spar. Okay, so I want to mark this for where I'm going to put a screw hole through this, and it's going to be along the center piece of whatever that is, not strip wood. Anyways, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this up, and I'm going to make a mark right in the middle of this middle board while it's pushed forward against the leading edge. Then I'm going to come down on the bottom and do the same thing. Middle board right there. There we go. Now I'll connect the two with the straight edge, and then I have a black marker right here where for the height. So just need to get a small, real short straight edge. And I found an extremely short straight edge, but that's what I needed. Very short, right there. Alright, so right there, we're going to drill, well, about an 1/8 inch hole. Where's my screw? There it is. So I'll measure the diameter of this screw, and that's what size of hole we'll put in there. And then we'll get the next size smaller drill and drill through the center board right in the middle of it, right there. Drill a hole straight in there. Just, you know, so we don't split it. Not that that's going to be a structural thing, it's mostly to pull the glue it's mostly for a glue joint. You know, you just screw it in and snug it up while it's drying, and then of course it's going to get blocked in too also, and then once you finish this, it's going to have a bunch of geodetic coming down to it on the inside from up here, from the top and bottom, to reinforce it. Okay, lots of stuff isn't all that easy, but then none of it's really all that difficult either. Of course, I say that before I start trying to get it in there. Yeah, let's see. Whoops. Alright, now I need a magnet. That's not magnetic. I don't have a magnetic screwdriver, but I got a magnet and a screwdriver. So, well, that screw must be stainless steel. Dang it. See how easy it is? Now you see why I'm going to get it started before I even mix any glue. I'm going to at least get it started in there so that all I have to do is tighten it up. Because even that's difficult enough, reaching in with a screwdriver like this. Okay, I got a bunch of glue run down in behind that. And I've got this end all glued up and clamped tight. And there's enough room there that I can set a joint, another joint piece blocking that full length on the top and the bottom. And of course they'll be sanded to match those angles so they fit in there real nice. Well, my camera died, so I couldn't let you follow along with everything I did, but see, I think you started out, I think you saw me put these on top and bottom, little blocks in there, and then on the, of course, around the screwed in part here, I put a block. Put that block in, and you can see how the clamp is kind of shoving it in and holding it down. Now to clamp that one in, that block in, I just set that little piece, that stick, I set it up at an angle like that, and as the clamp tightened up, it slid down and shoved that in tight against there. And I'll do the same thing on the bottom after it's all dried up this way. And then the stiffener on one side, which is a 1/4 inch by, it's supposed to be 3/4, but Well, that probably is 3/4. Anyways, you can use a lot less whenever it's commercial white ash. I had a piece, so I went ahead and used it. And by the way, I weighed the wing, and with the wingtip bow and a bunch of geodetic laying on top of it, because I have a little bit more to add to it. 26 pounds, so it kind of surprised me. I expected it to be closer to 30, but that was a happy surprise, only 26 pounds. And it's got all the hardware on it too. So you can see I got, now this here is shaped real fine. This here long piece, the end of it is shaped real fine. Even though it's a butt joint, I want it to have a good joint there. And then that block also is shaped just perfectly fine to fit right in there. And of course another one goes on this side, but we'll get that after that one's dry. Now over here, this doesn't even match up. So I took and ran a piece right out there, and it's connected down at the bottom, or near the bottom, and then I've got it blocked in. And once that is dry, I'm going to run a piece along the top of it vertically, like this. I'm going to run a piece along the top of it out to the wingtip bow. And then of course I'll do it on the opposite side of this also. So that's where we're at. Just letting it all dry up. And I do believe the wingtip bow is supposed to go up right in that area. I do believe it's supposed to go up, but it's so hard to figure out how to get it up there and get it to hit. It definitely doesn't hit the points that they show on the print. So anyways, just making it straight with the cord, I think will work just fine.